London Real, sponsored by Bulletproof Coffee.
Started off with talking about Iboga, I think, which you took at your place in Bath, and I just had to ask you about that.
I was going to ask the same
because
thing.
it's something that I haven't done, and I don't necessarily plan on doing it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yes.
And why you did it.
So Iboga is the root bark of a bush that grows in Central Africa, and it's called there the plant that enables men to see the dead. It's rather like, in a sense, ayahuasca, which is the vine of souls or the vine of the dead. Rather similar function. It's a very powerful visionary agent. It probably was its use was probably originally developed by pygmy cultures in Central Africa and then picked up by neighboring people. So its use is quite widespread in Cameroon, in Gabon, for example. Just as ayahuasca is part of daily life in the countries surrounding the Amazon basin. Because that's, by the way, one thing to make clear about ayahuasca, that ayahuasca may be shunned and demonized in the West and may be illegal in the West, but it is totally legal throughout the countries surrounding the Amazon basin, and not only legal, but its use is protected under laws of religious freedom. This is considered a fundamental religious right of the individual to work with ayahuasca should they wish to do so. Same with Iboga in Central Africa. I didn't go to Central Africa to take Ibogaine, which is the active ingredient of Iboga, the extract. In the way that I went to the Amazon to drink ayahuasca. I took Ibogaine here in England, and I took the precaution because Ibogaine doesn't just challenge you psychologically, and it challenges you physically much more than ayahuasca does. Wow. And it can actually kill you, especially if you have a compromised liver in any way. Okay. So I worked with a healer, a lady here who gives Ibogaine to drug addicts. That's her primary function. Ibogaine is astonishingly successful at getting people off addictions to hard drugs.
More so than ayahuasca, as far as
I would say more so than ayahuasca. Yeah. Although
apparently
both.
when a heroin addict is serious about quitting, they take Iboga.
They take Iboga, yeah. and Iboga will put you through the mill, but help you through that process of ending an addiction to heroin. And it's thoroughly documented. I mean, there's a massive amount of examples of this. It does do that, and it does do so in the same way by confronting you with the truth about yourself. So she helps drug addicts get off drug addiction by using Iboga. And she works with a medical doctor. She will not do a session unless a medical doctor is also present. And she agreed, I was not addicted to heroin or cocaine, but she agreed to give me Iboga for consciousness exploration purposes. And so I had a session with Ibogaine in my home.
And why did you do this?
Well, it was again part of the research for supernatural. Just for the same reason I went to the Amazon to drink ayahuasca, I felt it was important to also take the plant that enables men to see the dead. And the fact that my own father had died very shortly before that, and that I felt I had unfinished business with him, that I was not at his bedside when he passed, something that I feel very sad about to this day. I should have been there, and I wasn't. I'd been with him the week before. I'd been assured that he had many weeks left, and I went away to do some work, and while I was away he died. And one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. It's a sacred duty to see those we love through the transition, and I should have been there, and I wasn't.
Have you always felt that?
No, I've come to understand this. I don't think I understood it properly then, which was in 2003. It's something I've come to understand.
That we need to be there.
We need to be there for those we love.